pastors. So not all pastors do that. But I really felt hurt. I think huyu alinyaganywa mrembo. So tutataka kujua leo kwa kina, kwa urefu, have you been hurt by the church by any chance? And we are sorry on behalf of it. Hobbs will tell us why we need to remain in church and why the importance of it. And I'll tell you, I'll be the devil's advocate today. But right about now, we just want to get into a segment that we get to love and get to hold so dearly in our hearts, my testimony. And today's testimony is just from grass to grace to glory, and it's a testimony that I'd want us to get to hear. Pastor Eric is the one that is ministering to us today, so keep in touch with me, Kinyanjui Maria, across all the social media platforms, as well as TV47, as well as Pastor Eric. Karibu sana Pasi.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Good to have you too.
By the way, unaka pastor ukweli.
Ukweli?
Ukona kola na ukona ela nini?
Haikai fake.
Haikai fake.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
All right.
So excited.
Kwa majina kamili unaitwa nani?
Without mentioning my titles.
Yes.
When I was born, I was called Mama alinipatia Eric Kamau Chege. So Chege is my dad.
Yes.
Of course, my mom is Nyambura.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, when I grew up now and I gained titles, Reverend Captain Eric Kamau. Yes.
Sawa, Your Honor. Reverend
I have
Captain.
2 titles.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. How do you become a reverend and a captain at the same time?
At the same time?
Yeah.
Of course, you know, where I got the title, previously I got the title from, we believe you must be, you know, you must be schooled. You must have, of course, gone to school. And after school, I graduated. Then I was done what we call ordination. I was ordained in the office of a reverend. But before I got ordained in the office of a reverend, I was commissioned as a captain. A captain is basically a trained evangelist. So there's a particular school that when you go there, after you graduate, you are given the title captain.
All right.
So for easy arrangement, you refer to me as Reverend Captain.
All right.
Yes. Those are different graces.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I can tell. But before we even get to call you a reverend, before we get to call you a captain,
there's
a journey.
There is a journey.
There is a journey.
Yes, yes.
You were born and bred in?
I was born and bred in Nyandarua County, Kinagop constituency. Koharaka village. Then, of course, I schooled there for my primary education. After primary education, my dad came all the way from Nyandarua to Kikuyu. There's a high school, a private high school in Kikuyu called Authentic Academy. So, of course, that's where I did my O-levels. And even, to the end.
All right.
Yes.
When you're talking about Kwaharaka, I schooled around there.
Oh, really?
Janet School.
So you are my village mate. I know. I know. Wonderful.
So sisi ni wa pali pamoja.
And it's a cold place. How did you find the cold?
I'm telling you, I'm a hot-blooded.
Really? Yeah. Wonderful.
All right. Yeah. So you cleared school.
Then after clearing my school, my O-levels, of course, I was torn between, do I go back to, to Ushago? Or now, do I go to Nairobi? Apparently, to look for work. Work which I didn't know. Where is this work?
Yes.
But of course, I was lucky enough to be invited by my cousin, who by then used to own a hotel. We call them Kibanda.
Yes.
Kibadaski. So she invited me, and that's how I ended up in Kawangware. Because the hotel was in Kawangware, and I was trained to do chapatis, I was trained to do samosas, I was trained to do nyama choma. Even now I can do very nice nyama chomas and samosas, even kebabs. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
So that's how I ended up in Nairobi, let me say that. Yes, after high school.
All right.
Yeah. So, of course, can I proceed?
Yes.
Yeah, and then, I stayed with my cousin, Kate, for a few months until when I felt, I don't know whether it is feeling, until when I got now to peer pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, Nairobi, from friends who were around Kawangware. and I left my cousin's place where I was working. And of course, I ended up in now doing menial jobs. Mjengo, I could go from Mjengo, I could go to soko ya Kawangware to assist mama kubeba viondo from the market. You know, every kind of a job. I've done hawking of jackets, you know, kuzurura na jacket from Kawangware to Gong, to Roiro, you know, every other corner of you know, of Nairobi, hawking jackets. Of course, life was not very interesting. Life was not very interesting, I must admit, because you could find sometimes I don't have, you know, something that I'm doing. Sijapata kibarua for the day. And I remember one point, there's a mzee where I used to live who used to own mkokoteni. So he asked me, Eric, why don't you do this? Why can't you you know, take this mkokoteni? You be parking somewhere along the road. Uone kama unaweza pata watu wa kubebea maybe mizigo or kuhamisha from this corner to the other corner. And of course, it was a good deal. So every trip, if it is probably a trip of 500 bob, I make sure that 200 is for the owner of the mkokoteni. And of course, that could sustain me. At one point, of course, I asked my mom from Kinangop. You know Kinangop ni kwa Waru? Kashkrop ya Nyandarua?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked mom to be sending me Waru from Kinangop, or Waru and Minji. So I could wait for them pale 87 and then transfer them to Kawangware, you know, and do some, you know, hawking here and there. You know, it was trying to, you know, go around the maze of Nairobi, the demands of Nairobi. And, you know, life became so hard, by the way. Life became so hard. I remember in Kawangware, of course, because I had, you know, I had the skills of doing chapatis and those kind of snacks. I opened, nikafungua kibanda yangu ya ugali, maharagwe, chapati, you know. And I remember, of course, I didn't have a house. I could sleep in the same room because it was a single room, a mabati room. Hiyo ndio hoteli. So during the day ni hoteli. In the night,
it's your bedroom.
It's my bedroom. So what I used to do, I could fold my mattress like this very well, and you know, fix it behind the door. Unajua kifungo mlango kuna ka space fulani at the corner, so I could fix it there. So in the night, of course, after cleaning the room, you drop the mattress and you have a good night until early in the morning, and you wake up and prepare mandazis and, you know, and chai and wait for customers. So so of course, life was not very nice, I must admit. In high school, I had done French.
Okay.
And our French teacher used to bring us at Alliance for familiarization. So I remembered there's a place our French teacher used to, you know, to take us. So I had to look for the place because I had not actually stepped in the CBD. So, you know, of course, all the way from Kawangware, look for Alliance. I became a member of Alliance, especially the library member, because of course I could not afford to pay for classes. So I registered to be a member of the library. And that's why every day from Kawangware to Nairobi in the library and, you know, watch French materials, read, you know, French books, you know, movies, music, and those kind of stuff. And that's how, because, you know, you see, I could walk from Ungwaro to Nairobi. Of course, I know the shortest route possible, even today.
Utatembea tu?
I know the route very well. So that's how I ended up in Uhuru Park, in the streets of
Nairobi. Kwa hivyo, at this point,
yes,
umeachana na kazi ya kupika chapati,
yes,
ya kuuza mandazi,
yes,
umeamua sasa wacha ni focus on French.
Yes.
Mbona ukadecide kuflip from this side to this other side?
When I was growing up, I also wanted to become a tour guide. Okay. Yes. Actually, the more reason as to why I did French. Yes. So of course I had the dreams that one day, of course, I must become a tour guide. So that's when I shifted from now, you know, kupika from the Kibadaski, and, you know, and I came to, and of course I registered to be a member of the library at Alliance. But imagine, let me surprise you. I was so good in French, more than the people who were actually in class.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I acquired basics in high school. I could be able to read for myself.
Yeah.
I could be able to hear music, watch movies, and do those kind of stuff. And at one point, I registered to, for exam as a private candidate, and I did a diploma in French, and I passed.
Wow.
Yeah, and I taught myself.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
So this time tumeenda Uhuru Park.
So, I'm emphasizing that life was not very okay.
Yeah.
Kama ninja, those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I ended up in Uhuru Park. And Uhuru Park became my home, my other home. Because in Ugungwaro, because I could not afford to pay a rent, Uhuru Park became my home now for quite some time. And, of course, we could spend, our day there, loitering, maybe in the CBD, if not in the CBD, loitering around Uhuru Park. Kipatana na msee unamwambia, please nipatie 10 bob, 20 bob.
Yeah.
So when I meet those guys, I'm very generous to them.
Yeah.
Because I understand, I relate with them. Because I was once there too. Yeah. And of course I speak life in their in their lives. Yeah.
How long did you get to do this?
Of course I can remember very well, but I didn't stay for long. I didn't stay for long at Uhuru Park, because it is from Uhuru Park that I discovered there is a church nearby. Yes. And the church is All Saints Cathedral. Yes. It actually neighbors Uhuru Park, opposite Serena Hotel. And this is how I discovered the church. In the morning, when we were now loitering, there's a gate that faces Uhuru Park. Not the main gate, but there's another gate where it used to be open on Sundays for ease of traffic. I discovered kuna chai. Yeah. So early in the morning, kanisa watu wanapewa chai. And of course that became my motivation.
Yeah.
Because of course from the streets, from the street there's no food.
Yeah.
So I discovered there is chai, and actually there were 4 chais. Kulikuwa na chai, the first service, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11:30 a.m. After every service, there was tea. So I knew I have 4 cups of tea.
Yeah.
So I could wait every service, niko kwa kitchen.
Na ingekussustain hiyo chai.
That was food.
Yeah.
It was food for the day, for the whole day.
Yeah.
Because of course we have worked hard and, looked for mandazis.
Yeah.
So that's why I discovered All Saints Cathedral Church. And of course, nikasema, I'll be a member of this church. So I remember the following Wednesday, it was a Wednesday, I purposed to go now inside church. And when nilifika kwa gate, I remember it was BM security. They denied me the chance.
Because of how dirty you look.
Because of course of how I was looking. Of course I was looking suspicious.
Yeah.
Actually, I do not blame them.
Yeah.
I was automatically looking very suspicious.
Yeah.
So, but when, I convinced them that allow me to go inside and maybe pray, make a prayer. So when they allowed me, they could, monitor my movement. So of course my movements were monitored where I'm going, because of course I'm sure they would suspect that probably this guy is going to kungoa side mirror for parking and those kind of stuff. Yeah. But of course I didn't stay for long. Then I checked out and I decided from this Sunday, this will be my church. So from Uhuru Park, I could make sure every Sunday morning I'm looking, from what I knew, I'm somehow clean and somehow neat, and of course go to church. But imagine, I didn't know that there is a youth church or a teens church. So I joined the main church, which is the adult service. But after the service, I could notice young people of my age coming from a certain direction. And I could wonder, these guys are coming from where? Where are these guys coming from after every service? So I asked one person, where are these people coming from? And they look, my age bracket. Akaniambia youth church, ya hiyo church iko side fulani. So that's when I discovered there is a youth church. And of course, I purposed the following Sunday that I'll be joining the youth church. And that's why I joined the youth church. Yes. Yes.
So all this while, you're still going back to Uhuru Park? This is your home?
This was my home, but lucky enough, I did not, after joining All Saints, I did not, live long. I actually didn't spend long at Uhuru Park because I made a friend in church who agreed to host me. And actually, he was living in Kawangware. He agreed to host me. Of course, he's my friend, Jeff. Right. He agreed to host me in Kawangware. So I could not now spend at Uhuru Park.
Uhuru Park, you had a home.
I now had a home.
What's the worst thing you've done, especially in the spaces where you are more or less, let me call you a street boy?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that you've ever done? Have you ever stolen from someone?
Yeah.
Had you gone the extremes of how we see the young children in the streets doing?
Yeah.
What extremes had you gone to?
Beautiful question. And when I reflect back on this testimony, one thing excites my heart, that you can imagine I lived in the street, but I did not take any drug. Yes.
Hata ile gum ile
hata hiyo I could not.
What do they call it? There's a name they call it.
Yes, I could not. Of course, you buy from the unaitwa Cobra.
Yeah.
Kutengeneza viatu.
Watu fundi wa viatu.
Yeah, fundi wa viatu.
Yes.
I could not engage in crime. Actually, sikuibia mtu yeyote. Hata kidogo. Mugging or anything, I could not. But of course, I could see my friends doing it. But me, I did not. Of course, I did not get lost in drugs or crime. It is now, later, it was revealed to me that I was to become someone in future. Yeah.
What is happening?
The preservation.
Sorry for cutting you short.
Yeah.
But what is happening in Gishagi? People have known, now in
true,
Gishagi, people know you've gone to Nairobi.
Yeah.
You're making money.
Yeah.
They always say, Kamau ashege.
Yes.
Agire besha. Nairobi. What are people saying in the village?
Interesting enough. Of course, when I was coming, I called my mom and I asked her to tune in. Yeah. And my dad.
Hi, mommy.
Yes.
She's tuning in.
Yeah, I know that maybe they are watching mommy and dad. Do you know, I had not told them anything. Yeah. When they could call me, I could put a plastic, smile and tell them, your boy is okay. Yeah. Your son is okay. No kogeria. Daddy, no kogeria. No way that too.
Indeed.
So they did not know because I knew wakijua watanikujia. Yeah. Mimi sikuwa nataka kukujiwa. So me, I wanted to remain here, be persistent, be resilient, and I remained.
All right.
Yeah, so fast forward, of course, when I entered All Saints Cathedral, there is what I call it culture shock. I found culture shock. In this way, there's a way people wear in that church. It is a church of class, let's admit. So there's a way people wear, there's a way people communicate. And me, I'm from the streets, I could not even mention any English word. Yes, at all.
Wow.
At all, yes. Of course, I could say my name, those kind of, the small, basic communication. But, culture shock, I remember one day I got very embarrassed when a kid from Sunday school approached me and she was asking something in English. And I could not respond because mtoto anaongea Kiingereza ingine.
We hawelewi.
Oh my goodness, sielewi.
But you're able to speak French.
I was able to speak French, yes.
Fluently.
But
you're not able to communicate in English.
In English.
So there's language barrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was language barrier.
Yeah.
So, and of course, at the same time, there was a cocktail, there was a mix of esteem because my esteem was so down, very low. All that, cocktail of the esteem, the psych, the hope. And it was so bad. Of course, culture shock could also mean people live in, good estates, let me say that.
Yes.
Me, I'm coming from Ungwaro, bana. Coming from the slum of Kawangware somewhere. And these guys are, coming to church with, of course, maybe big cars.
Yeah.
You know, I could admire the kind of life. So I asked God, God, why don't you be gracious to me?
Yeah.
You know, and help me out. So ile kizungu nasikia nikiongea hapa, Mungu ndiye alinifunza. Sikufunzwa na shule.
Yeah.
Not at all. So God ndiye alinifunza. And of course, I am encouraging somebody that don't look down upon yourself. So in church, by the way, for me to be able to remain there, I got I joined ministry, and I joined ushering team. I became an usher. Then later, I joined media team.
In the youth church?
In the youth church.
Okay.
Media team. So we were in charge of sound, in charge of cameras, and those kind of things. So after every service, if you're in charge of sound or projection, you are given a token. And that token was manna for me. Yes. We were given 1,000. Every service, you're given 1,000 bob.
Which year is this?
Around 2011 to around 2014.
So that's good money. At that time, that was good money.
That's good money.
Yeah, it could sustain you.
To sustain me.
Yeah.
So moving forward, because of inspiration from friends in church, I had not done well in high school. I tell people that I failed honorably, not terribly. I failed honorably.
Yeah.
So I had not done well. So I got inspired because people, when we were in the fellowship, people could introduce themselves as, I'm so and so. I am from Nairobi University. I'm from TUK University. They're somewhere.
Yeah.
But ikifika ni mimi,
wewe uko
mimi naitwa Eriko na nimeokoka. Ndio story inaishia tu hapo. So of course, for me, deep down inside my heart, I was not okay. So what I did, let me shock you, I went back to high school.
Oh.
After 5 years.
Oh.
Yes, I went back to Form 1.
Wow.
Yes. I had done KCSE in 2009.
How old are you at this time? Almost 23?
2009, let's assume 2009, I was maybe 19.
18, yeah.
19, 19.
Yeah.
So I went back in Form 1 again in 2013.
Yeah, that's about 23 years.
Yes. Went back to Form 1.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I could see something in my heart, in my mind, greatness in me. And for me to be able to achieve this greatness, I must pull back a bit, and I allow God to release me. So I went back to Form 1, but of course I joined an adult education center. Okay. So where we did a crash program. So 2013, I did Form 1, Form 2 work. 2014, I did Form 3, Form 4 work. Wow. And I did KCSE. Yeah. But I did not register in that particular school. Yeah. I registered in a formal school, a formal boys' school, Ridgeways Boys, down here. Yeah. Yeah. So I registered for KCSE and I did KCSE. And I passed very well. Wow. With flying colors. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, people supported my education. Yes. When people heard that I want to go back to school, they were so, psyched up. And they paid for my school fees for 2 years. They paid for my KCSE. I remember it was a guy called Nesh who paid for my KCSE. Kinadano, Yuga, those kind of people. Provost Wainaina, Moses, they're just an inspiration. And I remember there's a friend of mine who actually became my best man, Innocent. Every day he could pick me from where I was living all the way to school. Every single day, niko na exam. Ananikujia na gari yake, ananidrop shule. So it could feel nice. Wow. And I'm being dropped. All right. Yeah. Cleared high school? Cleared now, second high school. Second high school, yes. Now, so the guys who were like mentoring me asked me, what do you want to do now? Yeah. Because you have now cleared your high school. Yeah. And I remember telling Provost Wainaina, who is now working in the UK at Canterbury, that I would want to, become a priest one day. Why? I was feeling the call of God is in my life. Okay. I felt my testimony will make more impact if I be standing somewhere and preach my testimony. All right. Because I believe the best sermon, the best testimony is about yourself. Yes. So he asked me, where do you want to go to college? I told him, I want to go to Church Army College. for my training. So I went to Caroline College for my training. I did a diploma in mission, of course, specializing in urban ministry, reaching out to urban centers. So I did the diploma in mission. That's when I got now commissioned as a captain.
Wow.
Now under the title
Captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
So after that, I remember 3 things happened in December of 2017. 2nd of December 2017, I graduated with my diploma in mission. 9th of December 2017, I got commissioned as a captain. 16th of December 2017, the Lord is faithful. I got wended.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, boys wa Uhuru Park.
Yes.
Amerudia high school 2 times.
Yes.
Kuna mdem kumbe angetaka tu vile ulikuwa naka.
Exactly. I know she is watching.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, in the middle of all this, God was not bringing me up.
Yani wewe nikuulize.
Yeah.
Unapata time ya kusoma? Na unapata time ya wakati ya mdem?
Wacha nikwambie. Ni work hard.
Oh.
In Nairobi, no work hard.
In Nairobi.
So God was so gracious
Yes.
that, here I was in the mission.
Yes.
I was mostly in the mission work, moving around the country, even outside the country. So in my mission, in a place called Keno. In a place called Keno in Muranga.
Yeah.
I went to preach at ACK St. Mary's Keno. After preaching, there's someone who was listening to the preaching.
Yeah.
And even today,
looking at the preacher.
Yes. And even today, I'm still preaching.
All right.
To her.
Yeah.
After 7 years.
At the comfort of your house.
Exactly. So I'm still preaching to her and she's watching.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing.
And I'm blessed with two children.
Wow, this is quite a fast, it is like Fast and Furious.
It is.
It is.
You're
jumping from this to this and
yes,
this.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Maybe ningekuona hiyo time singeku.
Sindio? Ungenipenda basi. Ungeingia box yangu.
But God was gracious enough.
He was.
Your story has a twist to it.
Yeah.
Because right from the beginning, you kept on saying that you trusted God, that He will change your story one day.
Yes.
And whatever people, the face value is different from what God is doing.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to trust in God in all this, from your way back to now?
Yes.
Your story has God in it from the beginning.
When I was in the streets, John 10 says, my sheep knows my voice. And Psalm 118, blessed are those who trust in God, So I chose to trust in God because, of course, I had trusted people, on various aspects, but they could not come through. So the only person that, I felt, confidence to give was only God. And I chose to trust the Lord. Of course, in my heart, in my mind, in my spirit, I could feel that this is not me. This is just a season of my life.
Yeah.
There is another season that is coming. So when I got now commissioned and wedded, the following year, I got a job. I got employed. Now I got in active full-time ministry. 2019, 2018, 2019. 2020, I'm telling you, was a low moment for me, 2020. You said it's like a fast and furious. But now comes another thing that breaks me completely. Got employed in one of the Anglican dioceses in Kenya. I got a job in active ministry because, of course, we were paid from the job. And in 2020, in the middle of COVID, I got terminated. Yeah, I got terminated. I've heard you asking about, have you ever been hurt by
a church?
By a church. Me, I'm a church worker, right? Because of training and service. I got terminated.
By the church?
By the church. I got terminated for 2020 September. It was so bad for me because my star was
shining,
bright, blossoming.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, in a span of 2 weeks, I had been sent a letter of summoning. In a span of 2 weeks, I had already been terminated for reasons better known to them.
And
because when I was invited for summoning, I asked them, I'm here. I don't know what's happening, because I didn't know what was happening. My accuser, because I was, of course I was working under somebody, was not there. So they told me, kuna barua imeandikwa imeletwa huku, so nikamwambia, maybe you because you have the letter, because I don't have it, you might want to mention particular accusations, and maybe I respond, because I don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
And it was a low moment for me. I remember the person who was in charge of the panel asking me, go withdraw your services from this diocese. Basically, go fire yourself. And it was, when I received the letter of termination, it was a low moment for me. And since 2020, we really struggled. Because you hear, I come from a far away place. So meaning to, you pay rent. So no rent, no food.
No nothing.
No nothing.
Yeah.
Because the source of my income, which was church, has been cut short.
Yeah.
So it was a low moment for me. Of course, I could remember, now, nitarudi tena kwa street.
You can't.
Those thoughts start coming in. Sasa nitafanya nini? So what I did, let me shock you. Where I was, the particular parish that I was, when I got terminated, because now we had been blessed with a daughter who was 7 months when I was now getting terminated.
So right now you have a family already.
I have a family.
You have a wife and a child.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
4 years and 2 years. But now the firstborn was now 7 months.
Okay.
And now these guys have terminated me. Now, these people have to eat. In termination or not.
Yeah.
They have to eat.
Yeah.
Bills have to be paid.
Yes.
So you know what I did? I went, one of the church elders supported me. I went and I bought karai. Karai ya mandazi. And a few items there.
The skills that you had long time.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And let me encourage young people.
Yeah.
Have a hand skill.
Yeah.
Vitu zinabadilika. So I had a skill. So what I remember, I had a skill.
Yeah.
So I went and I bought some karai ya mandazi na vitu kadhaa. Na nikaanza kupikia watu samosas.
As a captain?
Yes.
At that time?
A whole minister. Yes. Na sasa I was giving people spiritual food.
Yeah.
I'm not giving them physical food.
Yeah.
And actually the same people I was serving.
Yeah.
It was that embarrassing.
Because it's the same area.
The same area.
Yeah.
So they could, nasiyo ati kwa shop ama kwa container fulani.
Kwa kibanda.
No, along the road. Kwa barabara tu. Na jiko yangu. Napika. So niko na kofia ya chef. Na kabuti mzuri ya white. Napikia watu samosa.
Wow.
And for us that was manna for us because it sustained me.
Yes.
And I think I must commend my wife. Imagine, she supported me in my apparently downfall. Yeah.
So this time you cooked samosas for how long? That is 2020.
Yes.
Until what time?
2020, 2021, 2022. Yes.
Aya, utagonga miaka mbili?
Utagonga miaka mbili.
Wow.
Actually 2023, let me shock you, 2024, 10th of March. This year.
What?
My collar was in the wardrobe. I have priest's robes in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
But on March this year, I encountered a friend, Pastor Sami Kaihori, who my life totally changed after meeting him. Yes. And my life completely changed.
He took
When
it.
you see me here, wezi sema nilikuwa napika samosa.
Unashangaa. I'm trying to look at the samosa. Na ungejua ungenipikia tuwili tutatu nilete nitest hata mimi. So he came and changed your life completely.
Yes.
In what way?
Let me take you back a bit. So because of so much struggle, because you see, atakana napika hizi samosas, struggles were there. Nyumba tumefukuzwa mara karibu 3 with my wife and children. By then we used to live in a 2-bedroom, tukashuka 1-bedroom, tukashuka a single room.
Wow.
Yeah. Because napika samosa pale Kino, Mama Ngina at Kino. But hakuna returns. I'm working so hard early in the morning, waking up early in the morning. Jioni nafunga midi wa mwisho saa 6 usiku. Then walking home in the night. And I remember this is what I did. I told God, we need to have an agreement. You can imagine, at midi nilikuwa napika pale. Hata watu wenye walikuwa hapo kwa barabara, hawako najua huyu mtu ni nani. You know? So I had an agreement with God, a meeting with God. And I told God, we need to have an agreement. So what I did, I took my chef robe, my chef kabuti, kofia, nikazifunga. I tied them like this. Na I went to my wardrobe, nikachukua the priest's robes. Nikazika kwa meza. Nikaambia God, kaa hapo na mimi nikae hapa. Can we talk? Nikaambia God, please bring back my ministry. Restore my ministry back. Restore my ministry back. And it is after those words, I remember I had Shylocked my phone. You know what is to Shylock your phone?
Unapeana ndo upewe pesa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nitaka Shylock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now I get. Nichanue.
Yes. So, unapeka simu kwa Shylock. Ndio upate pesa fulani.
Yeah.
So that's why I had done that. So Pastor Sami Kaihori discovered that Eric is not online. Na amenzoea kuona kale ka green light ka online on Messenger. So after 2 weeks, after kuchukua my phone from the Shylock, nikaona Pastor Sami amenitumia ka message kuniuliza, Rev, kwani uko wapi? Are you okay? And of course, I had to be open to him that I'm not okay. My phone ilikuwa kwa Shylock, ndio nimechukua tu sahi. So he actually became so concerned, and he came to look for me. And he came and looked for us, and I'm telling you, our life changed. He actually did a campaign online.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That raised some money towards us.
All right.
Yes.
And now you went back to church?
Yes, I went back to church. So after having an agreement with God, and I told God to open a door. Let me shock you. For me coming here is a testimony. Oh, mbona unafikiria ni kitu ndogo?
No.
Ama wase kwa camera. This is huge for me.
Yeah.
Because 10th March, I have now gone to 3 TV stations since 10th March. And of course, at least 1 radio station. For me, these openings have been God orchestrated.
Yeah.
This is huge for me because when I was down there, kupika samosa, I could not have time for fellowship. I could not have time to read the word. I could not have time, to interact with church. I had already forsaken the fellowship of the brethren, and my spiritual life was completely on the floor. My economic life was completely on the floor. The social life was completely on the floor. But I am a sign of restoration.
Amazing.
From the Lord, even after being hurt by the church. So after that, I had to look for opportunities, and especially church opportunities.
Yeah.
And God was so gracious to me, and He introduced me to a very good church where I'm now ministering. Yes,
Which church is this?
As the assistant pastor.
Which church is this?
The church has been in existence for now 2 years.
Yeah.
Last Friday, we consecrated our first bishop.
Yeah.
It's called Bishop Kengei.
Oh, my goodness. We're talking about JCM.
JCM. You have a JCM pastor in your midst.
You're in JCM.
I'm in JCM
Githongori.
Working under Pastor Julius Ngoge.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So that is from the 10th of March.
Yes.
So it's been 2 months in ministry.
It's been 2 months, 2 months,
How is ministry for you now?
I feel excited. I'm so happy. When DJ Hobbs called me, for me, I could only tell God, thank you. Because this is not my own doing. This is not my power. And God is now, manifesting me back.
Amazing.
To the person that I needed to be.
All right.
Needed to be.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'd want you to speak to someone who is watching you today.
Yeah.
And congratulations to your bishop
you.
as well.
Yes.
The Kiege.
Yeah.
And I know the story and stuff like that, but we've listened to your story, but there's someone who is looking at you, someone who saw you in Kino, someone who saw you back there selling samosas, and now you are an assistant pastor.
Yeah.
How would you talk to someone whose life they feel it has gone down the drain?
Yeah.
They don't feel that there is hope.
Yeah.
Someone who is not looking at themselves, and you said you had esteem issues.
Yes.
They're looking at themselves and thinking, I can never make it.
Yeah.
I want you to speak to that person.
Yeah, very important, because we normally say that we are pushed ahead by what we call testimony.
Yeah.
And let me encourage them that keep on keeping on. Do not lose focus, no matter the challenges that might come on your way. I'm taking it back to the story of Elijah, when he was actually done with the Baal prophets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Immediately after the battle, he was he started being pursued because he wanted to be killed, and it is immediately after the victory. It is after the victories of life that we get serious, serious downgrades and serious, challenges and difficulties. So I want to encourage everybody that might feel, hurt by even the church or even the society, that remain focused and trust, by the way, not to anybody, but put your trust to the Lord.
Amen.
God has a way of bringing us back. I remember Elijah saying that actually enough is enough. Of course, in our lives, we arrive at a point where we say, this thing is too much. Enough is enough. But I remember the angel telling Elijah that, please, you guys, rise up, because the journey is still long. So rise up, eat, brush off. The journey is still long. So I want to encourage everybody.
Yeah.
Rise up. The journey is still long.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Your social media handles are you on Facebook?
I'm very active on Facebook.
Yes.
At least on Facebook. Eric Captain Chege.
All right.
Eric Captain Chege. Go there and follow us.
Yeah.
And I will be glad.
Yeah.
This testimony is about encouraging somebody.
Yes.
It's about encouraging somebody that from grass to grace. From a street boy to a priest, a whole priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole priest.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah.
And God has changed and transformed my life.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pasi, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for being honest and for being open
Yeah.
and speaking about your life.
Yeah.
And I pray that the good Lord may sustain your ministry.
Amen.
And help you just, overcome. Even ministers, we are told to pray for our ministers.
Yes,
we are
yes.
told to pray for our pastors.
Yes, who pastors are pastor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Jesus was praying to God, at some point he said, remove this cup of suffering away from me.
Yeah.
At some point it gets to that point.
Yeah.
But what we can do best,
Yes.
as Maria, as Hobbes, as Steve 47 or Sifa,
Yes.
is to just uphold you in prayers.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. I pray
Yes.
that the Lord will even open avenues for you to speak.
Yeah.
And your testimony will not just be down the drain.
Yeah.
It will help someone whose heart has been
Exactly.
heartbroken.
Exactly.
And someone who's been hurt by the church.
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And one time we shall come to JCM Kithunguri.
Thank you. You're welcome to JCM Kithunguri.
Yeah.
Of course, let me pass my greetings to my bishop.
Yes.
Bishop Ben, we really love you.
Yeah.
Can I pass my greetings to my wife? She's
Please
watching.
do.
She told me if you do not
Yeah.
me on
Hautarudi mahari.
TV. My wife, Paris Nduta. My children, Bynum and Serita. I love them. Of course, my mommy, my daddy, my friends like in the PK, Pastor Kaihuri. Of course, say thank you to DJ Hobbs. Thank you. Let me greet you.
Yeah.
For TV. and thank you for the honors
All right.
of being here.
All right.
I'm grateful.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
God bless you. God do you good, and your wife and your father and mother who are watching all the way from
Mkinangop.
Kwa haraka.
Kwa haraka.
Kwa haraka.
Niko musie.
Gaya morathime.
Ni uko ni Nyandarua County. Yes.
All right. Thank you for keeping it TV47, more particularly Sifa Sunday. You've heard the story and the testimony of Pastor Eric. And I pray that that word or that story has not just been a story, but has changed your thinking, changed your life. And I will also transform the kind of mentality you have for yourself. All right. So keep it here at Sifa Sunday. I see so many of you just telling me about church hurt. I didn't know you've been hurt that much by the church. And even Percy was hurt by the church, but he has come back to church because there's something